Jean Silva versus Yair Rodriguez got announced, and UFC Noche is looking pretty good, dude. Especially considering the last few cards, well, the ones that we've got coming up. Just to go through them, the last since Ankalaev. So you had this fight night, which wasn't bad. Then you had Ankalaev Guskov. This might actually be the worst card. Well, no, let me not say that. But this is one of the worst cards that we've had, that has been even before it. Like the names, there's no names on this card. That it's a bunch of Dagestanis, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there was only really like two good performances. Like Dustin Jacoby, this guy had a good performance. Like Sam Patterson, meant to be some prospect, he looked buns to me. He looked pretty bad. And then the main event was just an absolute stink fest. And Ankalaev, in my opinion, just isn't good. And Bogdan Guskov is a shithouse. Then you had Medic and Rodriguez. This card wasn't that bad, especially the co-main and the main. They weren't that bad. Navajo had a good knockout, and Medic had a really good knockout, 2 first-round knockouts. Good. That saved the card. Like, before, it was looking like, ugh, it's okay, like, for a fight night, I guess. But then we got to go through Gamrot, Salkill. This is bad. This is horrible. This is like, you know, you'll watch this and just turn it off and be like, I'll just wait for the main event, because this is just ass. You got Louis Sutherland on this card. Why is he not cut yet? Is heavyweight's really that bad? And there's just no names. There's no ranked people. There's nothing. Is this the UFC? Is this Paramount? Like, what is the... I feel like since Paramount Plus did the broadcast for the UFC, it's just been going down the drain a little bit. With the fucking, you know, the cast they'll have, like with the Theo Von shit. That's not a UFC thing. That's a Paramount. How can we make this a bit more, you know, hit with the kids? How can we add shit? I'm sure that's Paramount and not necessarily the UFC. And like the ads on the screen, and then they're not really posting as many full fights as they normally do on YouTube to like rewatch for people who don't have or don't pay for the stuff. And then you got this absolute stinker, which should have been like a card of the year card. This could have been an insane card. Now, obviously, I don't only want to blame the UFC, and I'm not really blaming anyone. I'm just saying how bad a lot of these cards are. Are these fighters just not fighting, or is it the UFC just not giving these guys fights? Because I think contractually, they have to give the fighters like 3 fights a year. And like a Michael Morales he's not taking these fights then. If that's the truth, he's just not taking these fights. Where's Volk Evloev? You know, where are these fights? Yeah, finally announced a fight, but it took him, you know, like almost like a year and a half, a year and some 2 years or something like shit like that. Like, we gotta have more activity. I get people could be injured and stuff, but there's no way in hell. I don't know how many ranked fighters, but there's a lot. There's at least like 100 ranked fighters in the UFC or something close to that, and we're not getting these ranked fights. This card has no ranked fights other than the main and co-main, which are 2 title fights. This card is like is absolutely shit. Then you got Hernandez and Rodriguez. This is fine, but again, it's like it's another fight night where the expectation for it isn't that high, so they can just lack on stuff like this. And there seems to be not as many fights. Like, if this card is done, which it probably is, like, there's not many fights on this. And then we go to Song Yadong versus Umar. I haven't even really taken a look, because this card is ass as well. This probably isn't finished, because there's no fucking way they're gonna have, what is that, like 8 fights on this card. But this card, again, like, I guess it's a Japanese Chinese type card, like an Asian card, so there's not many Asian fighters, you know, at the top, but it doesn't have to be only them. Like, the White House card wasn't just only American, so it doesn't have to just be, you know, people from that region. So they can put people on these cards, but they're just not. They're just not, you know. This card I highly doubt is done as well. But, you know, you got MVP fighting some guy who's not even ranked. Why are they giving him that fight? And he's at middleweight when MVP has said he would rather welterweight. He takes welterweight more serious than middleweight. I don't know if it's an MVP is turning down these difficult fights and just trying to get, you know, another 10 guy where he's like, I can beat him, and not some, you know, top 5 guy. I kind of doubt that, but that could be the case. And then we got this card, which it's one of the better cards. You got Yair and Jean Silva. That's a really, really, really good fight. You got Cortez Acosta, Curtis Blades. That's a good fight. You got Alexa Grasso coming back. You got Brandon Moreno. To be honest, don't really give a fuck about Brandon Moreno. But then you just got, you know, Bahamondes is back. Kelvin Gastelum and Yusuri Belgaruri. That's a little bit of a kind of a parody fight. Like, there's no fucking way they're gonna fight, you know, 5'8", 5'9" Kelvin Gastelum against a 6'6" kickboxer. Like, that doesn't even seem real. Yeah, this card's good. This is one of the better cards over the past few weeks, maybe like 2 months, really. Because the Conor card, that was meant to be, the card. That was meant to be the fucking the best card of the year. Come on, folks. But then Conor got injured, and it was just not. It's not what they wanted, or it's not what was expected. So then that card isn't. If Conor had fought, and no matter how it would have won, or if he would have lost or won anyway, it's like that would have been in your mind to think. But they just had the Conor card. But since it wasn't the outcome that was wanted, it's kind of not really there in your mind when you think of big cards this year. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're doing maybe they'll for 4 months wait and do mediocre cards, and then the next 4 months are like really good cards. I don't know if that's what they're gonna do, if they even have a plan for this. No one knows what the situation is. Maybe fighters are just turning them down. We don't know. Maybe this is regular. Maybe I just don't realize it, that this is the regular shit that the UFC does. I don't personally think so. Even in boxing, when was the last good boxing card? Turkey isn't really putting on these big cards anymore. I know he's sick, but these big cards aren't really happening as frequently as they would. I feel like combat sports overall for the past few weeks or months, maybe 6 months, something like that, it's been a bit lackluster. A lot of the big stars, or a lot of the, not necessarily big stars, but stars that are up and coming and top 5 people or people in pound for pound, they're just not fighting that often. There's always a fight here and there, or a card here and there where it's, oh, I'll watch that, that's a good one, but it's not consistent. I would much rather a UFC that does less events, but when they do an event, it's a good card, than just spamming cards with fucking Yair Rodriguez and Yair Rodriguez are the main event, and then it's 50-year-old Jan against the top 15 guy, number 15 guy who's just had a step up, and this is really his first step up, but it's against a guy that's old, who's injured, and that's just not, I'm sure you get what I mean. I would just like to see more quality cards. I don't care about how frequent. Obviously, at least 2 cards a month or something like that, or 3. I mean, I think they do 1 every week, or try to do, but 2 cards a week, 2 cards a month, I think would be fine. Obviously, money-wise and business-wise, that just doesn't make sense. I'm not saying they should change that. They're not going to. I'm sure for them as a company or an organization, it's better for them to do this, and I'm sure most people would just prefer this anyway. And it will be hard on content creators and stuff, because there's just not many as cards, which means less content, all that type of stuff. Overall, it'd be better, but just for a viewer and someone who watches, it would be better to, in my opinion, to have just 2 cards a month, and them to be really good, fight night and then a main, a numbered card. I think that would be better for me just to watch. But yeah, I just want to talk about this for a little bit, and that's it.